Damsels! Welcome to another episode of Damsels After Dark. If you're new here, I'm Crystal.
And I'm Kristen.
And on our corner of the internet, we rant, rave, obsess, love on, hate on all things books.
Today we'll be reviewing Enchantra, the second book in the Wicked Games, I think it is.
Yeah.
Wicked Games by Kaylie Smith.
If you're new to our episodes, in the first half of them, we do sort of a synopsis of the book, and then we give our individual ratings before we jump into our hated and most loved parts, which is the spoiler section, and we'll give a warning well before then.
If you want to follow along with us, our reading and review schedule will be linked in the description below.
Without further ado,
let's jump into it. Hi everybody, I'm so excited. I got, like we were talking about, I think a couple episodes ago, we were talking about how we are like in this, trying to get the exclusive books and how it's consumed our lives in our bank accounts. But a few months ago, I think fall or sometime last year, I found, because I love From Blood and Ash, even though I don't like one of the books, I love the series as a whole. And on Arcade Society, I believe, they did a From Blood and Ash exclusive thing. And these are probably my favorite books that I've seen all around, because it's not just like, if you could see, it's not just the edging, but it's like the whole book as a whole. I'm starting to really, when I went and look into Arcade Society's books, I'm starting to really like their books. They're really gorgeous, but like I know it's like plain Jane in the inside, but like look at this, look at that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And Crystal bought me the overlays from, is it Bookish?
I think it was Bookish.
Yeah, and I put them in here. I'll just let you look at it. Oh, but I put them in there, and it's, oh my god, they're beautiful. And they don't, some of the overlays, they like go too far into the page. It's I love the way it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It like fits perfectly.
Oh, yeah, you're right, like bordered.
Yeah.
The Crow Prince one.
It extends out.
It's so annoying.
I want to cut it so bad, but I don't want to cut it.
I know. Me too. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's actually the first time I've seen this too. I love that they have her dagger.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it from that far, but if you've read the book, that's Poppy's dagger, and this one too. It's beautiful.
It is. Really and like I have the rest of them up here because they came in the set.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Isn't that fucking beautiful?
It, but look at it, it's beautiful.
I know.
Even the wording in here is gold foiled. Like
it's beautiful.
They did a really good job. They put the map in there, all colored. Also, I know you said it was plain Jane, but this is actually still really pretty.
It's very pretty.
It just doesn't have like character art, but sometimes I don't like the character art. Like,
I prefer that.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it.
Because, I mean, this was not, it was still crafted specifically for this book, but I want to see the back.
It's like my favorite, it's like my favorite series design they have. So like, I have all of there, I'm not going to put them all down.
But you do have the character art in here.
Yeah, on the alternate cover. Yeah.
Which nobody ever uses.
Nobody. I'm not going to bend it. I'm not going to re-bend it.
No, fuck no. Oh my god, it's really pretty though.
Isn't
and it's
it?
foiled.
And I think that's character art on all of them on the alternate covers.
It's the same one of her?
No, it's like all different character art on all the covers. So like if you want to do the character art, you can. But I like that they give you the option.
Yeah, I do.
Because I don't want character art. Not everybody wants character art.
And I like that they did Poppy right. They didn't make her waist thin. She's like regular. And they put like... They put like glitter. I don't know if you can see it from that far, but they put like glitter foil.
Oh, they put glitter? Oh,
well,
I didn't
in her
notice that.
veil.
Oh, I didn't even
It's
notice
got,
that.
like,
Yeah, I see it now.
Gold. Really? They did a really good job.
So like they gave me some character art as well, and like these postcard sets. I only liked one of them. I didn't like the way they drew Castile.
Yeah.
Or they had Castile. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like they could have had better character art for the postcards, but I didn't expect them.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to get them.
Well, see, that's nice.
Yeah.
Kristen, I can't do this.
Yeah, we'll pause. Because I gotta put it back anyways. Yeah, they're so fucking gorgeous.
Mild intermission here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna break Kristen's book.
Let Kristen do it. So yeah, those are gorgeous.
Those are gorgeous. Yeah, Arcade Society really did a great job with this. I'm a little jealous. I wish I was into From Blood and Ash because those are great books.
Hopefully they have better, more books from the ones we like.
Yes.
Because ever since I got these, I ordered these, I've just been dipping in Arcade Society all the time. I was like, ooh, when's their next ones? But I'm not a member, so I don't get their member things.
Oh, there's too many.
Yeah.
So many memberships.
Makes me sad because I don't have all the monies. If I had all the monies, I would subscribe to every book.
Same.
My crazy ass got all the fairy loots.
Yeah, you're holding strong on those. I only have the one Fairy Loot. I just want the romance one, but for right now I just have adult.
I have the
Which is close
romance
enough.
one. So like, if there's one that you want, like I've been looking for the spoilers. Like I've been keeping a track so I could skip. So I'm not buying all of these all the time. So if there's a romance one that you want that I don't, I'll just here you go, Crystal. Because I have all of them. I want to get rid of the young adult one. I want to just keep the adult and the romancy. But my adult and young adult are together. So if I skip, I'm skipping both. So it's like, no.
That's funny.
Now I understand why. Because I first was like, why would anybody get the individuals? Why don't they just get the bundles? Because it's cheaper. Now I know why. Because you could skip.
Yeah.
If you don't want them, but
they're not tied together.
Yeah. No, I'm a sucker. I got them all. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, they're great. Like Fairy Loot, I've seen some of their older books and they weren't really good, but now that they've sort of made a name for themselves, their books are really pretty. Yeah. And we had to, because we have so many of them now, we had to start adding them onto our to read list so that we could at least start reading them and see if they're worth them. Yeah. And if they're worth the space on our bookshelves, because as you can see, like we have limited space here.
Yeah, but they're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
But like I would actually like to give them to somebody or sell them, whatever. To somebody who does like the book, who does want them on their bookshelf, because I know a lot of people want Fairy Loot editions and they can't get them because it's specifically into the subscription box. Yeah. And like I don't have the Belladonna one. Yeah. And I'm upset about
And sometimes
that.
people who are selling them at absurd prices.
I just want my money back.
Yeah.
Like I'll sell them for the $30. I just want my money back so I could put it towards my investment.
Right? Yes.
That's all I want.
Yeah, same. But yeah, so again, I think I said this last time, but I'll say it again. If you know of any other book places that do like special edition books, send them our way. Put them down in the comments because there's actually a lot more than I thought that there would be, but I still don't think I found them all. But I have like a running list of places that I check maybe monthly to see what books they're putting out. But yeah, your books are beautiful. I'm jealous.
Don't be.
Even though I don't care for the series.
I know. I was like, you don't like the series, but if you did, I would have been like, Crystal, you gotta buy these.
Yeah, they're great though. But I'm excited though to talk about this book, and I hope that they do make somebody out there needs to make the Wicked Games series, even though, as we learned just recently,
my fault.
I should know better though because you do this all the time.
I do it all the time. I just did to myself with another series just now.
And what, of course, we're referring to is that Wicked Games is not a duology, even though it was touted as a singlet. First of all,
yeah, it was. It was. That's why I started reading it.
Yeah. So who knows how many series are actually in this book? Hopefully that it ends at 3, but honestly, who knows at this point?
No, it's not. I looked it up.
How many is it going to be?
4.
4? That's crazy.
I looked it up on the author's page. So if you go to the author's page, she will, if you go to the Wicked Games portion, she'll say when the release date is. And sorry, but it's, one's at the end of this year, the fall. So the third one's the fall of this year.
Oh, okay.
And the other one's fall of next year. Actually, did I say fall? I put it in here. September. Yeah. So September 2025 is book 3. Book 4 is 2026, which isn't bad because Enchantra just got released. Yeah. So we're not waiting too long for book 3. Also, these books, even though they're part of a series, they end on a good, like, I don't want to say good note because that's not necessarily true, but a good part where you don't feel like it's a cliffhanger. Yeah, and they are arguably sort of standalones in that you can read the story kind of on its own, because at least these last 2, because Ophelia's story was not the same as Genevieve's story. Like, they could stand on their own, but there is a storyline that weaves them together, but it's not the main storyline of every book, if that makes sense. You could finish if you'd want, but in my opinion, why would you want to? After Phantasma, we were talking, we didn't feel fulfilled in how it ended in Phantasma. I felt like they needed an ending as to why and what happened between them, because he doesn't know, neither does she, that she's the reincarnated love, and that spoiled it for us. Yes. So like we need that to be fixed. Yeah, we do. And does it get fixed in Enchantra? Yeah, if you read, you would know. But if you didn't, and you're here just to watch our reviews, definitely read the book and come back so you can listen to our spoilers, because that's where it's at. Our spoilers are the best part. Yep, and of course, because we've already covered Phantasma, when we do our synopsis and start talking about this, there will probably be spoilers of Phantasma in here. So if you haven't watched it or you haven't read it, go do that, and then you can come back. Or
I guess just skip to our review section if you just want to see our reviews on this particular book. But even then, we might give spoilers for Phantasma. So just to play safe, come back to this one later after you've read Phantasma and Enchantra. But without wasting any more time, we can get into a quick summary. So this book follows a lot of the same major themes as the first book did, in that you have one of these Grimm sisters who enters into a game. Though this game is a little bit different, it's inside of a house where this family of the Silvers live, and there's 7 siblings and 1 dad that occupy this manor. And every year they play this game called The Hunt, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. That each family member has to like hunt and kill each other while spectators watch. It's almost like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But it's just with this family in this house, and Genevieve happens to stumble upon this game, gets trapped inside of it, and now has to play the game to win or lose. But the only way she can get out of the house is if she survives the hunt. And every game is a little bit different, even though it's like almost like
hide and seek.
Yeah, it's a hide and seek every time, but the rules change slightly for each one, and every sibling gets to pick which version they want to play when they're chosen as the hunter. And every sibling, they're all immortal, so when they die, they just sort of go to hell.
Except Genevieve's not.
So that's why the stakes are a little bit higher for her, and that if she dies in the game, obviously she dies in real life. But yeah.
Trigger warning time?
Yeah, trigger warning.
My favorite part. I like what some people call the menu.
The menu.
So trigger warnings, I got this right off of the author's webpage. I've been starting to do that more often because a lot of the books won't give an entirety of the trigger warnings or content warnings. So right from the author's mouth, this book contains lots of blood, death, drugs, heavy alcohol use, light gore, mentions of self-harm, explicit sexual content, including magically induced horniness.
No, does it really say
Yeah,
that?
it says that. I'm copying this shit, guys.
Okay.
But it says there is a brief scene of attempted assault, which may be triggering for some readers. So the trigger warnings, I would say that's a pretty good description. I don't think there's anything really left out this time. There's no OCD. There's no OCD in this one, guys. So
yeah.
Not to worry about that. I was really excited to read about OCD. But yeah, the trigger warnings, I don't feel like, even though this is an adult book and there's quite a lot of trigger warnings, I still felt like it wasn't very intense of a gothic horror. I felt like it was just right around the ballgame where I'm expecting it to be.
Yeah.
So it's not overly done. It's not overly intense. It's if you're reading fantasy and horror, gothic, romantic stuff, it's right around the same ballpark of adult stuff you're gonna read.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
And if you read the first one,
it's very
same,
similar.
like,
yeah, it's got the very similar content. It's not overdone. It's not gonna really like, oh god, I gotta put this down. It's not dark is what I'm saying. It's just there. It's slightly dark.
Yeah, I mean, because you're dealing with demons and hell and sort of the stuff that comes along with that, but it's nothing, like Kristen said, something too intense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could hear that bird outside.
It is loud.
He's really trying to be a part of the conversation. Holy Jesus.
I was going to close the window, but I was like, I need some air in here. But he's a third person in our show today.
Yeah, he's joining, which is funny because this is how the book starts too.
with birds.
With Genevieve getting attacked by crows or followed by crows. That's what it feels like.
I think he's out there right now. He's like right in my fucking ear.
Yeah.
Can we shut up, guy?
I know. God. Jeez.
I think he's done.
Or like come in here and have the conversation.
Like, right here, squawk right here, guy.
Yelling at us from outside the window. Jeez. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up everything. Obviously, we can't give too much, especially in a book 2, because it will give way too much of a storyline. Yeah. So that's basically our overall review. We can jump into our individual ratings, starting with Kristen.
So I gave it the same as Phantasma, and I'm not going to go too crazy into this. The reason why I gave it a 4.5. The reason why is because I felt at the very end, a very similar way I did with Phantasma. Like, I feel like nothing's completed that I wanted to. That's why I don't understand how anyone could read this as a standalone.
Yeah.
I feel like I needed more. I liked the book. I did enjoy it. There's the MMC and the FMC, in my opinion, were way better of a storyline, character, romantic thing than in Phantasma. Whatever was lacking in Phantasma, I felt I got in here between the two. I got more banter. You know what? I think the banter was practically the same, but I feel like I got more of the angry banter that I wanted. That like back and forth, the feistiness that I wanted. Genevieve just like really did the feisty in this. I just loved it. She's a fighter through and through. Even though she really isn't a physical fighter, she is a fighter. She tries.
Yeah.
And I love that she doesn't give a shit. Even if she can't beat the shit out of somebody, she will do it. I love that. I love the tension was great. The story was great when it came to... Even though it was very similar in the path that they took, where this is like a one setting thing, there was like a one setting area, it still gave me a really good story. I felt like the driving force between these books is the same as this book is the same as the last book, where it's just a story about winning the game and finding each other's like
It's the same blueprint.
Yeah, and I can't even say too much because like I feel like it's gonna give it all away. Of course these are not devils this time around. I mean they're wraths, but devil is part of it. But there's demons. There's wraith.
I was saying wraith. Yeah.
Wraith. Yeah. Yeah. I really don't have much of a say of why I gave it a 4.5, other than it's just fucking great. You know, sometimes it's just about the vibes. You know? There's a cliffhanger, but sorry, there is not a cliffhanger, but it is kind of like leaves you hanging on what's going to come next.
Yeah.
But it's not like a cliffhanger.
No.
It's just like, oh, okay, this happened, and now if you want to know more about it, read the next book when it comes out. It starts off strong. Sometimes prologues will do this thing where they're going back in time, where they're giving you a little piece of a story of what happened prior to the events that are about to take place. I love how this prologue gives you a sneak peek into the future.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that in the first book, but when I was reading this one, I was like, oh, I'm starting to think this is not like the past, this is the future. But I want to say, when they do that, it makes me want to just jump. Like, I just want to, like, get there because it started off real strong. The quote on there, I'm going to say it because it's just the prologue.
Yeah.
It says, it's the MMC that starts off saying this.
Yeah.
You don't know who's saying it, though. But it is. He says, love, loathing, same passion, different names, and how easily and swiftly the line can be blurred, don't you think? And she goes, no. I don't think I'll ever be anything but crystal clear to me that I hate you. And he goes, prove it. And, like, as he's getting closer with his shadows.
Yeah.
So, like, you're already introduced to shadows in the beginning of the MMC. I'm like, perfect. So, I don't want to spoil any more than that. But that is right at the beginning of the prologue. It sucks you in right away. Yep. I felt like it's great storytelling. So, be ready for that. Spiciness, I gave it a 3. I felt like it was right there in the middle, just like last book. I felt like I got a little bit more, though. Yeah. I got a little bit more of a taste. I just wanted it to be a little bit more. Like, I felt like
Same.
I felt like it was just at the cusp of being great, you know? It was there, though. I enjoyed it. And it was mostly because of the shadows.
Yeah.
Shadows come and play this time.
Finally.
I love shadows in the bedroom. Like, it's
Same.
reading about was great. Tension was wonderful. But other than that, I don't have anything else to say.
I think it's fair. I second everything that Kristen said. I also gave it the same score that I gave Phantasma, which is 4, for much the same reasons, because I did feel a lot of the same things. Even though the blueprint is the same, it does still feel like its own original book. Ophelia does not feel like Genevieve does not feel like a remake of Ophelia, and neither does Rowan. He does not feel like a remake of Blackwell.
No, he does not.
In the first one, there was like Insta attraction, and Blackwell was very much like open and honest and sort of constantly throwing in his little innuendos. And here you have a different setup where they're kind of hating each other right off the bat, which I love. And so the banter was very much bickering for a lot of it, and I liked it.
I love that.
Genevieve was way more feistier than Ophelia was, and I knew right off the bat in the fucking first book that I was gonna like Genevieve, and I really, really did like her. She was so fucking funny, and the constant like him telling her to behave, I don't know why that does something to me, but it really does. Yeah. Like constant, like can you just behave? Can you just fucking listen to me for 1 second? Like, it was great. They had that sort of, even though I wouldn't qualify this as an enemies to lover. They sort of had that vibe in the beginning because they're at each other's throats right away. I did like the hunt, like the game that they had going on, but I will say it did get a little bit boring maybe on like 4 and 5 because it was the same thing. Even though she tried to change the rules, it was still like deadly hide and seek. But one thing I think that made this book interesting, despite the fact that the hunt felt the same, was the introduction of more characters. Because in the first one, Ophelia didn't really hang out with anybody. She didn't like anybody. She didn't want to be next to anybody. She didn't want to talk to anybody. But she had to work with Blackwell. But in this one, we get more. We get these brothers and sisters that are here. And I keep getting their names fucking confused. Genevieve is a little bit more open to because she's more social just in nature. And so she's talking more to people. I love one of the brothers, which, Seven. I mean, it's not that. I loved Seven.
Yeah.
He was probably one of my favorite characters aside from Rowan. Loved him. I loved his sister.
I did too.
And so that was all really great. You still had this sort of, like Kristen said, this devil that was ahead of the game and controlling all of this. So all of that still felt like a blueprint, or still followed the blueprint, but still felt a little bit fresh and original, which is good. I like the man. Of course. Like, he was great. Like, I think I probably like him as much as I did Blackwell. He was sweeter, but I liked Blackwell's, like, I don't know, his swagger. His banter felt a little bit better because
he's a devil though. Like, he's a prince of devils.
That is true. Rowan just felt more like he was just bickering. He was just bickering, bantering, and that was great. But I liked Blackwell's better, so if I had to pick, I would probably pick Blackwell. But he was still great.
Yeah, I would pick Rowan. Those shadows, man.
His shadow. That was the one thing that he did better. Like, if we're rating them off bedroom situation, Rowan definitely wins because at least he was utilizing his otherness. Like, he used those shadows.
He know how to use them.
Thank God. Finally, I was waiting for something. Like, I even said last episode I wanted Ghost Dick, and at least here I got, like, Shadow Dick. So, thank you for utilizing your otherworldly being. That's the whole fucking point of them. Right? Like, and he used them, and not just to tie her up with them. Like, so yeah, I gave it a 3 for the same reasons. It was much better, I thought. What was funny though is he also he gave the same sort of the same you'll wait till you experience me, like that type of vibe he was doing, but he didn't do it quite the same way that Blackwell did. No. So he undersold it but over delivered.
Yeah, because he didn't talk a big game. He brought it out every now and then. Only because she was antagonizing him, and he's like, "Well, I didn't know you like that." Like, I could do it better than that.
Or like, "Oh, you said you had experience, but wait till you experience." Yeah, like that's what he would say. It was different with Blackwell. Blackwell was more like, "I'll shatter your world," and then he didn't really do anything. But this dude was like, "We'll see. Just wait till you experience me."
Yeah,
and
I'll give you a good time. And then you're like, "This is a great time." What are you talking about? A good time?
You need to oversell this a little bit more. You did great. Yeah. So yeah, overall. Pretty much the same. It felt the same. It was written the same. Gave the same vibes. So she's at least good in her consistency.
Yeah. Story was wonderful though.
It was great. It was sweet, and I liked learning about other people too and being introduced to other people. So that was nice. Goodreads, and mind you, this book just came out, so there's actually quite a lot of reviews for. It came out like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Maybe a couple weeks, maybe last week. I don't remember. It's within the time frame of our last episode.
Yes,
like it came out between then.
Yeah, on like the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So this was rated on Goodreads a 4.42 out of 13,000 reviews. 4.42, I think is fair.
It's just right around where I rated it too. 7.5.
Yeah. Of course, we had to pull the 1 stars because they're our favorite.
I love them.
But also we rated it high, so we pulled the 1 stars. So Zoe says, Kaylie Smith, you have done it again. You have cheated 2 characters Oh, sorry. You have created two characters with so little chemistry. I would get more enjoyment from stepping on a puddle of water with my sock on than read another line about
Girl,
them.
you really hate this book.
Yeah, she really hated their chemistry.
Socks in the water are the fucking worst.
Yeah, but apparently that has more chemistry than these two main characters.
Girl, don't talk about socks in water.
Yeah, that's gross. That's cold and just heebie-jeebie inducing.
Yeah. I really hated them.
I thought they had great chemistry.
I loved it. Yeah, that's fine, but I don't know. Now I'm on fucking socks in water.
You derailed Kristen's mind.
Yeah,
she can't think now.
you really fucked with my head there.
Carrie Corey said, I could not finish this book due to the overwhelming feeling of boredom. I started skimming it shortly before the birthday party and just gave up shortly after. Phantasma was a fun read and I liked the characters in it. I could not stand Genevieve due to her being written as really childish and bratty. The chemistry with Rowan just wasn't there either. I never felt like she was really bratty. In fact, there were parts of Genevieve that I really liked in that she was really girly and really like, I don't know, like she liked pink and she liked to be social and she liked all this, but when it came down to it, she was
a fighter.
She was a fighter and she was like, I don't know, dueling centuries old people, not like dueling physically, but like going toe to toe with them and still managing to stand on her own 2 feet.
I felt like she was more fed up. Like, I felt like she was a girl who was trying to get answers and she got put into something else and now she's like, fuck this. Can you imagine? Like, you're just trying to go to the store and now you're getting met with traffic and everybody inside there. And now you're stuck inside Walmart with, like, everybody's around you. Yeah. Like, okay, you're going to be a little bit bratty and pissy, too.
Yeah, and just like, spiteful. And she even would, like, pull and grab that spite and use it to fuel her to do certain things. And I really like that about her.
Yeah, I did, too.
And we kind of got this sense from her last time too when she was talking about how this one dude stood her up and then she fucked his best friend in the blimp. Like, that sort of mentality and attitude is exactly the spiteful pettiness that she brought here in this book, and I like that. I don't know that I would say that was childish. I think sometimes you're allowed to be spiteful and petty.
I think so, especially in this book.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Yes. Oh my god, and she was giving it to the devil. She was cracking me up with her one-liners. Like, I think on her birthday, too, he's like, I hope you did a wish. And she's just like, yeah, I did a wish that you wouldn't be here, but fucking here you are. Yeah. Like, I just love that. I love her attitude. Anyways, Lune, I think that's how you say that?
I think so.
Says, DNF'd at 23%. I've tried, but I find Genevieve to be absolutely insufferable. I tried to read past her, but the fact that it seems I'll be perpetually stuck with her is nightmare inducing. Maybe I'll pick this up again later on, but for now, just no. Sorry, I kind of butchered that, but I think that's hilarious. Yeah, this is entirely Genevieve's book.
Yeah, if you don't like Genevieve, you're not gonna like this book. And I understand. I've recently just read a book where I hated the FMC, like absolutely hated, but I love the MMCs more. So I suffered through it. Blood of Hercules. I fucking hate it. It's like I hate the FMC, but I love the MMCs, so I suffered through it the whole time just to read the MMCs. The book really is about the MMCs if you think about it.
Yeah,
we're just placed in it for the FMC.
But it is hard when you
don't like the FMC.
In their brain.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like the FMC and you're stuck with her, oh, it's the worst.
Oh, I know. I could not do Blood of Hercules. I hated her.
Yeah.
I hated her. I'm like, I would never act this way. I would never, even if there's characters that I don't relate to, but I still like, or I kind of just hate, it's doable. But, like, if you really, 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 really hate them, I don't know what it is about what they hated about her. Like, they said she was bratty, but, like, I would like to know specifically what about it that they saw in Genevieve that they couldn't stand reading the book.
Yeah.
Because, like, I didn't think it was that bad.
And I don't think that she was much different than
Ophelia.
Yeah, or some other main characters. Because they're all a little, like, insufferable. And
yeah, they kind of have to be.
And, and they don't behave.
Yeah,
or they don't do as they're told. Like, that is kind of the whole point. And so she sort of embodies that. Maybe, like, a notch more. But I never felt that it was too much or way insufferable. But I'd be curious then to see what type of books you do read. And maybe you're just not reading any of these types of characters.
I kind of wonder too. Maybe this is like their first introduction to this type of nonsense.
Personality.
Yeah.
I don't know, because this seems to be a trait of many of these girls, which is good, because, like,
I like it. I like it though. I just don't. I also kind of agree with their saying about how if they're childish, they can't do it, because that Blood of Hercules, she was really, really childish. She was like 19, but acting like she was 12. So that brattiness, that immaturity, I could not do. So I understand, but I didn't feel like she was immature. Like,
I didn't feel like that either.
I felt like, yes, she was a little bit on the pissy side, but I didn't feel like she was like sticking her tongue out. Like some of these fucking characters are written. Like anytime I read a book and they're like, the girl just stuck her tongue out at him, I'm like, okay, you're 25 years old. Can we not stick our tongue out at him?
Can you flip him off instead? Can you do a vulgar gesture instead?
I even hate the term vulgar gesture.
Yeah,
just say the vulgar gesture. Just say like, you fucking flipped him off, or like you gave him an evil stare, or whatever, or cussed at him. Like, why are we're reading the book, say the thing that they did. Like, I want to visualize it.
Yeah, or because it's like, that could mean anything. You're not giving me any clear indication of what this is. But also, anytime that she was doing that, like rolling her eyes or doing anything that maybe construed as childish, I still felt like it was...
I would have done it.
I would have done it because the person who she was directing that to, mostly Rowan, probably, and the devil, had earned that sort of attitude from her, had provoked it. It's not like she walked into the room with this bratty attitude right off the bat. She was, like, provoked because, well, right off the bat, Rowan's kind of an ass to her, and then, of course, the devil's using her, and anybody else around her, too, was kind of using her. Those who weren't, she wasn't doing that, too. Like, she was friendly with Seven and Emmeline, or whatever, Amelia? I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she wasn't like that to anybody else, so I don't know. But yeah, there's our hot take on your 1 stars. But yeah, I can totally agree for all of these people who felt like she was annoying. Not that I agree that she was annoying, but I could see how
I get
you would 1 star it if you didn't like the main character. But obviously we were here for the chemistry between the 2 main characters, so we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on those.
I loved it.
But now we can move on to our favorite parts, which is our spoilers. Do you want to go first?
I can go first. Okay, so I'm gonna try and narrow this down to my fave 5, but I'm not gonna do them in order of what my top 1 is. I'm just gonna go off whatever 5 that I can. That's hard because I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like 10 of them. So like I gotta narrow this down. So I'm gonna go with the one. Okay, it's pretty early on. They call her Vivi, but Genevieve. I have a hard time saying Vivi, but easier to say Genevieve. I don't know why.
I have a hard time saying Genevieve.
I don't know. It's like why would I have an easier time saying Genevieve than Vivi? I don't know. But Genevieve she gets to the game, Enchantra, eats these berries, whatever. Rowan takes her out with this cute little fox, by the way, Umbra. And so he takes her out after she passes out. He gets her back to life, whatever. She goes back in, and she forces her way into Enchantra because she's a specter. So when she gets in there, she can't come out now. Like, she can't leave because now she's stuck to the games. And he's like, I fucking try to get you to leave. And so he's trying to push her out. Well, they're going feral now. They're, like, trying to kick each other's ass. Well, she's trying to kick his ass. She's trying to leave. And he's like, I told you can't leave. Like, she's, like, on the gate and being electrified. So, like, she's, like, choking him, grabbing him, so I just scratch him. And he's just, like, holding her down. She's like, let me go. He's like, no, you got to promise to behave. And she's like, well, I guess we're just going to stay like this forever.
Yeah, like that too.
I was, like, cracking up. So, and then he picks her up, puts her over, because he's like, oh, my God, because I think he starts to get, like, hard.
So he's like straddling her on the ground.
So he's like, oh shit, I can't do this. So he picks her up, puts her over, and she's like beating his fucking back. He's like, you're just gonna tire yourself out before you hurt me. Like, he's an immortal being. So he drags her back in. But I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Wait, the one of the best parts of that part is she bites his ass.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she bites his ass on the way. Yeah, I forgot. I wrote that in here too. And he's like, yeah, like he just like grunts.
She's like, I did the only thing I can think of doing is biting his ass. I was like, I feel like I would have thought of a lot more things to do.
I don't know. I probably would have done that. I would have bite him or pinched him. Like I would have tried pinching his side.
Pinching him, maybe, yeah. Biting a stranger's ass, I don't think
I mean, he's a hot dude, so
still, I'm not biting your ass. Sorry,
he's got clothes on. Maybe, I don't know. I definitely would have pinched though.
Yeah,
I definitely would have pinched.
Yeah.
Also, the next part that I really, really loved is the passion fruit drink. So I think the devil gives it to her. I can't remember who gives it to her. Is it the devil?
Yeah.
So the devil gives it to her, thinking like, oh, I got you a present, because he thinks they're married or about to be married.
I think they did get married, and he's saying this is their honeymoon.
Oh,
it's the masquerade party
that's
after their marriage.
So he gives.
But he also, I think, doesn't think that that's real.
Yeah. So he's trying to fuck with him, just because it's a loophole, the marriage thing. So he's gonna fuck with her, give her this passion fruit drink that like incites the lust. Like I love this. So we get another lust scene. I love lust scenes.
Yeah.
So like the whole part of this that I really enjoy is that so now she gets with Rowan. I'm shortening this by a lot. She gets with Rowan and her are just like, he's like trying not to get with her. And she's just like, no, I want this. I can't fight this. And he's like, fuck, I can't either. So he takes her to underneath the staircase and they fucking make out. And you're getting hot and heavy. And he's just like, okay, I can't fucking do this. I'm not going to play these games because we could do this for hours. And she's like, hours? And he's like, fuck it, forget about it. So he's like, don't follow me, don't look for me, don't nothing. And he fucking disappears. And she's like, what the fuck? Because I think she's on the cusp of like getting off. I would be so mad if I was her. So she's pissed. She's like, where is this fucker? So she tries to go look for him in this orgy-induced fucking fest. And like she sees his brother and he's like, oh, he's up in his room or whatever. So he goes up because he's like fucking making out a bunch of people. So she goes up to his room and what does she see? She sees this hot bitch, half naked, trying to strap him to the bedpost. I would have been furious. And she was mad. Yeah. But Rowan's like, I think he's only got like one arm. And Rowan's like telling the girl to get out. And she's like, what the fuck, practically? And he's just like, well, I'm trying to so I don't go touch you or be with you. I'm trying to like avoid you. This is my way of doing it. And she's like, nah, bitch. So she like tries to get him to like have this sexual escapade with him, and he won't do it. He's refusing to do it, but they have an agreement to just have sex. Yeah. And he's like, okay, but he doesn't want to touch her. So he uses his shadows to like hold her down, and he tells her like, okay, well, touch yourself. And so she gets off on herself, and she's like, okay, let's do this, and he's like, nah,
because he's like, show me how to please you.
Yeah.
And she did it, and he's like, okay, good job.
Yeah, now you did it. Like, I would have been fucking mad.
And they just left her there.
Yeah, I would have been fucking mad, but I love that part.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that part. I'm gonna skip another part. There's a part where they do this game called Two Truths and a Lie, which I fucking love. It's their way to get to communicate with each other without feeling like feeling too intimate, but it ends up becoming intimate. But there's a part where she's telling him, this is like an emotional part, she's telling him the whole thing with Pharaoh and how he pretty much led her on only to want to be with somebody else because he didn't deem her worthy enough to be with him. And he gets really mad because the story goes, when he finds out she fucks his best friend to get even with him, he lights it on fire. He lights the floor on fire. Yeah, Pharaoh does to Basil and Genevieve. So, and she's upset about it. And so Rowan's telling her, like, this isn't your fault, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, what did she say? Something along the lines of, I don't know. And he's like, that better be your fucking lie. It better be. So in this part, like, I think Corbett, I don't know. One of the brothers comes in there, finds them because they're talking too loud and shit. Yeah. And then, so now they're all in there together. And then as they're all talking and having a good time, their sister finds them and kills the brother. Yeah. Like, that whole thing was fucking hilarious to me. And I think that was, like, at the very end. But in this process, too, Rowan goes, Pharaoh's a stupid fucking name. And he makes fun of his name. And Genevieve was like, pot calling the kettle black, Rowington silver.
Yeah. Rowington.
Yeah, I fucking love it. Also, I thought another very, 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 very sweet part, a very short, sweet part. She goes into this mirror to fight, because like there's games within a game. So she goes in this mirror, fights this beast, gets a coin so they can be exempt. In this process, she gets really hurt. And Rowan's like looking for her. He's so upset. He's getting, oh my god, he's distraught. She ends up like getting out of the mirror, and he ends up finding her, and she's like crying, upset. She's like, thank you for like waiting for me. And like, he doesn't say a fucking thing. He goes up to her, grabs her by her fucking back of the knees, brings her up to his waist, and just lets her cry in his neck on her. Yeah. I'm like, that is the sweetest fucking thing I love that part.
Yeah, that's one of my
Absolutely.
favorites.
I mean, I was like, I want to cry. I want to cry. Also, okay, I'm gonna pretty much go like just skip a bunch of other stuff. I'll say one more. I know. I want to see so many things.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part I want to go with is when Genevieve dies, because she pretty much sacrifices herself for everybody to be released. And in this part, after she sacrifices, they put her in the locket, her soul in the locket, just like her sister. And so Grave rips a portal open, ends up where Salem is. If you know who Salem is, he's from the previous book. He's the Prince of Devils. Ends up where, and they have no idea this is going on.
Yeah.
None. So Grave rips the portal open to Salem. They dump dead Genevieve's body in front of Salem and Ophelia. And then Rowington's like, here's her soul in the locket.
Put it back.
Please fix her. Fix my wife. They have no idea.
Fix my wife.
Oh
please.
my god! And in the process, like now, they brought her back to life, but she has no memory of him because that was the cost. Is her memories of her love, and she doesn't know. He's upset, so he leaves, leaving her a note and the cuff. And she reads this letter. She's like, I have no recollection of who he is, but it's so wonderful. So weeks go by. He finds a way to get her memories back. He bumps into her on purpose. Gets her this ring, which is his ring. And she's like, oh, this is horrible. This is ugly, or whatever he says, or tacky.
Yeah.
And she has to put it on. So 2 weeks later, she puts it on. She remembers everything, but when they get back together, the thing he says, he's like, I thought being stuck in Enchantra for centuries was lonely. This few months without you were the loneliest. And I was like, this guy.
I know.
Oh, or the longest of his life.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
And he never left her. Like, he was always just, like, lurking in the shadows around her.
He did. He was watching. He was being there for her. And, like, she had an inkling that something was missing, but she couldn't figure out what it was. And it was him. Oh, it was just so sad. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of other shit that I left out that I really, really enjoyed. But I do want to talk about the part I do not like. Pharaoh. That whole part. The whole part with Pharaoh. So even though I briefly mentioned to her talking about him, I hated that he did that to her. I hated that he fucking was going to kill them.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Yep. But especially after you said, oh, I don't want you. I'm not going to marry you.
Why are you getting all fucking mad? Yeah. He calls her a whore and all that. You know what it reminded me of? That's why I wanted to talk about it. Legally Blonde.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like all the time, like, this is Legally Blonde. At least he didn't kill her in Legally Blonde.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, those are all my parts.
Those are great parts. I will shorten mine down to 5 as well. But to go off of the last one that you ended on, one of my favorite parts was the letters that he sent her. Like, he would send her letters every couple weeks or something.
Just to bring her back her memory.
Yeah, and, like, detailing sort of, like, what happened when they first met. And then, like, a week later, she'd get another letter that would say something else. Like, that was so smart. It reminded me of The Notebook. Yes. A lot. I was like, this is beautiful.
I like how we've gotten the movies in our head.
Movie references, yeah. Let's see. Oh, okay, so one scene that I really love is after they get married, they're in the same room together and she has to, like, get undressed or something, and she sort of hesitates and he's like, why are you hesitating? It's not like anything I haven't seen before. And she's like, I hate when people say that. It is something you've never seen before. Me, and I'm spectacular. Like, I love her personality of, like, yeah, fucking, you ain't never seen this before. And when he does see her naked for the first time, he's like, you are spectacular.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, bitch.
You aren't anything I've seen before.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That was so beautiful. Another thing that I really liked is after they've had, I believe this is after the time they've actually had sex, he still hasn't touched her. Only his shadows have touched her.
Yeah.
And so you still, I think from her POV, you still don't really know how he's feeling, because this also the vibe that they were giving was reminding me a lot of the Crimson Moth, because they were working together while having to pretend that they were intimate with each okay, I'm gonna say this again because I butchered that. They had to work together and pretend that they liked each other when in reality they hated each other. So you had that same dynamic, so you couldn't really tell what was real and what was fake, and you had the same turmoil inside of Genevieve. So anyways, he still hasn't really touched her, so you don't know how he feels. He's just sort of, he was thanking her when he slept with her originally. Or when he slept with her with the shadows, and then she runs into the devil, Knox, and Knox tells her, like, basically you need to play up your intimacy situation because...
I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, because my specters are watching and they want to see, and also, like, I really don't believe you. So, like, let's get this going. And so they do the thing in the bedroom, and then she tells him that. She's like, I don't want you thanking me anymore. Like, don't thank me, and anytime we're going to do something, we're going to do it in public so that I can at least get something out of this.
The favored, yeah.
The favored. And he's like, okay, whatever, we'll play your way, I won't thank you anymore, and fine, we'll just do it for the cameras, essentially. That day, or after that conversation, they go down to go put on a performance, and they're underneath the stairwell, and they start, like, heavy making out. And she's, like, biting his lip ring, and, like, and she's touching him, and I think at this point, he's, like, he's in it, like, because he hasn't really touched her, and so this is the time where he starts touching her. She's like, I want you to go down on your knees before me. I want everyone to see that you're willing to go down my... He obliges. I love all of this. And then just to, like, top it off, it was like the three brothers or two brothers and one of the sisters catch them.
Yeah.
And, like, right as he's, like, descending in front of her, and, like, moving his hands up her thighs, they kind of ruin the moment. But I love this because I feel like that was the first time that he kind of lost control, if you will, when she started, like, egging him on and, like, forcing him to kiss her and things like that. Like, I loved all that. That was really good. The other scene that I really like is when he takes her to meet his mom.
Oh, yeah.
And then before
so sad.
They went there, they had stopped at, like, a shop, and he got a gift, and she thought it was for his mom. So when they walked out, she was like, oh, you forgot to give her the present. He was like, it's for you.
It's that cuff.
And it was a cuff, and it was, like, black and white jewels on top, and in the middle of it, it said, like,
wherever you are, there is light or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I thought I had it in here, but I guess I don't.
I didn't
wherever she is, there is light. That is what it says. That was so sweet. I love that he introduced her to his mom and gave her this beautiful present.
Yeah, because there's at the very end too, I forgot to add that he says to her at some point, I'm afraid that if you leave, there'll be no light in my life.
Yeah, he says shadows can only be seen in the light. I worry when you leave, there will be no one left to see me.
Yeah, like, oh, this guy, man. This is giving me Alex vibes from Crimson Moth. I'm just like, I can't. I am starting to fall for the sweet golden retriever dudes in these books.
That's funny. He was just edgy enough.
Yeah, I like the edgy. I still need that edge. Without the edge, I can't. But, like, when that edge is, like, creeping into, I want them to be a sweet guy.
Yeah.
In the middle of their heart, like right here, you gotta be soft in that candy. It's like an M&M. That edge is a very, very, like, it's just a very, like, just enough.
And only for me.
Yeah.
That's just for me, and there's heart everywhere else.
Yeah.
And then the final thing that I'll say goes off of that really well. When they're in the devil, or when they're in hell, this one demon or whatever is, like, trying to get her eye or something like that. Like, oh, I want your eye.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he's like, don't touch my wife. And then he's like, or I'll kill you, or I'll rip your head off, or something like that. And the thing was, like, looking at him like, like, I don't think you're serious. And then he, like, touched the back of her head, and then Rowan just literally, like, pinned him up against the wall and was like, hey, if you wanted to die today, you could have just told me. That would have made this a lot easier. And then he just rips his head off.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And he killed 2 people in this book because they fucked with her. And
I love when guys.
That's just
kill.
hot.
Yeah. This is the best.
That's just great. Not only are you just like, you're literally just ripping it. And the thing about the first one was that he was torturing him so much that Seven was like, yo, I'm just gonna kill him so that you can just relax.
Yeah, you gotta calm down.
I feel bad for this dude.
Yeah.
And it's nice because Rowan is, again, he's one of those, like, calm, collected, and controlled, and so it's
stoic kind of guy.
So it's nice to see when you're just like,
I love it too.
Actually, I'm gonna just rip your head off because you touched my woman. Like, it's so hot. I don't really have any worst parts. In fact, by not really, I have none.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It's a really good book. I enjoyed it a lot.
I did love and enjoy it a lot too. I really, really liked. I want a story with Seven.
I know you do.
I like Seven a lot.
Yeah. I'm wondering because, like, I feel like they introduce more people, and I feel like they're trying to get that started because I feel like the next book is going to be another romance type of gothic, dark romance, whatever. I feel like that's what all these books. So I'm hoping. I think Cress is in this book too, or Because like Cress comes in play.
Yeah.
I know that, and I read somewhere that Cress is going to be in one of the next books, either 3 or 4. So I want Sinclair back too, which I think we're gonna get, because he was at when they went to. You get a glimpse of Rowan going to talk to Salem's dad, the king of devils, and Sinclair was there. So like I feel like somebody said to him, "Oh, tell him I'm coming for him." I don't think that was Sinclair though. Was that Sinclair?
No, it was his dad.
Else? There was somebody else there too.
Yeah, somebody was there, but I think his dad was the one that said,
I'm coming.
Tell him I said I'm coming.
So I feel like there's gonna be something, and I'm really hoping it's in the 3rd book, because I want Sinclair back, because I didn't like Sinclair with Ophelia at all, but I want Sinclair.
Yeah.
And in 7, that would be great.
Yeah.
I also want Grave.
Yeah, Grave was an interesting character.
I don't want him as like a love interest in the 3rd book at all whatsoever. Maybe in the 4th, but I want him. I want more of him, because I feel like he's just enough of a dick that I feel like I would be interested in just reading as a side character for now.
Yeah.
Because he definitely was one of the ones that antagonized them throughout this book.
Yeah.
But he also helped. So it's like...
I was about to say, one of the things I loved was the ending. Because not only did they use the same 2 truths and a lie to sort of round that whole circle out, but they used him. So it was good, because I didn't obviously... Well, I didn't see it coming. I don't know if it was obvious. But like, I didn't see it coming with him being utilized.
I didn't think so.
I was like, wow.
I didn't expect
a good surprise.
Yeah.
And so you can see that there's like at least a reasonable side to him, so he would be a really good character.
I feel like they're introducing him in some way, shape, or form to put him in the next books, because they did use him. He did like end up siding with his brother. He did do a change of heart, and he was still an asshole enough for the devil to believe that he would turn against his family. So there's something about that story that I kind of feel like there's something there.
Yeah,
but I liked it a lot. I
agree. Yeah, I do have 2 things to discuss. One of them is, how come I don't see Vivi's power, or Genevieve's power again? We see her project her power out, and everybody's like, I've never seen this in my eternity of existence, seen a specter push it out and affect the environment around them.
Yeah, she did it with Grape.
Yeah, we don't talk about it again. We don't see it again.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like that, because her power is sort of underrated anyways. And she couldn't really use it, so I don't know. I just wish I would see more of their types of powers, because even Ophelia's power was really lame.
Yeah, I feel like they're not discussing that, and I'm hoping it's in the next few books.
I hope so, because
once their romance is like established, like maybe we could focus more on their powers.
I hope so, because these last 2, there were reasons why the powers weren't being used, and I thought that was really lame.
Yeah, because like they did. Oh well. We took your powers away during the game. Yeah. So Enchantra, nobody could use their powers.
Yeah.
But once Enchantra or the game is over and they're just in the house, they can use their powers. So yeah, you're right. I felt like that was fucking... It's like the whole point of them having powers, and we're just not going to use it 90% of the book. So I was I feel like that was a cop-out.
I feel like it's a cop-out too. And then you have this big moment where it's like, oh, I've never seen anybody use... And like, specters are supposed to be this big thing. Rare. Nobody sees... And then all she can do is fucking turn non-solid and like walk through shit, and then but now apparently she can do some environmental changes. I don't know, I wanted more. And another thing that I think is just an aside is Sevington not being the 7th child is a crime.
Yeah, his name is Sevington.
His nickname is Seven. Why isn't he the 7th child? He was like the 4th or 5th. At least in the way that she listed it. I assume that the way she listed it was in order from when they were born. I was like, why are you going to make him the 5th? His fucking name is Sevington.
I hate, but I like the fact that they're all Ingtons at the end.
All tons, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate it, but I love it. Because Barrington is the dad. And then there's Rowington, I don't remember,
Remington, Wellington, Gravington. No, I hated it. I hate all of the names.
I hated it, but I loved it. Because
Sevington is also horrible.
Yeah.
But
she is. I love how Genevieve was making fun of it. She's like, for real? All of this? Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But anyways, yeah, those are my 2 things to discuss.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You don't have anything to discuss?
Well, this stuff I've already kind of talked about. I really felt like, I think there's one little part. The story of their mom, how they have to, they're there because the dad enlisted their kids into this fucking game. I was like, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. So stupid. I like that they stabbed him in the back though.
Yeah, they did.
On their
Every birthday they stab him because that's.
And I love them using their biggest secrets, and they were like throwing each other under the bus.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, well she did this, and she's sleeping with this person.
Yeah, I love that too.
It was cute.
But other than that, yeah, I don't really got much.
Yeah. Well, all in all, it was pretty good. If you liked Phantasma, I think that you would like this one. If you like Genevieve.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it more in a sense that I felt like I like the characters more in this story.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I like the house better in Phantasma. I like the events that took place in Phantasma better, but I love this story overall because I like the character. I know a lot of people in the reviews said they didn't like their chemistry, but I like their chemistry more in here.
Yeah.
There was something about their chemistry. I think it's because of Genevieve, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
She brought more spunk to their relationship. But.
And I think that these books really balance each other out in that what was weak in Phantasma was stronger in this one, but then what was weak in this one is strong in Phantasma, so they really go good together.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what we get with the
book 3.
I'm though growing slightly tired of the game situation, and I know this is a wicked game, so I'm assuming there's going to be another gaming situation, but I'm 90% sure I'm over it. Like, unless you're pulling some crazy cool shit I've never seen, if it's another type of hide and seek, same repetitive game over and over, I'm gonna call it that I'm not gonna be interested in it. I'm kind of thoroughly fulfilled with this blueprint.
Yeah, I also am not a games and trials type of person. Every time I find out a book is a games and trials, I really dislike the idea of it. If something else has to be more something else has to be more involved into the book. So if there's a bunch of other things involved in the book, I am actually getting sick of anything with the training, like going to school. I'm getting sick of that. I'm getting sick of academies. I'm getting sick of games and trials. Like, I just want a good old average war. Like, can we just do the battling of kingdoms?
It's been a while.
I am just specifically set on that. Like, I am fine with the blueprint of battling kingdoms, duking it out. Like, because that's just tried and true. But do we always have to go into an academy? Do we always have to play these games and trials? War is inevitable. Like, I know going to school is too, but like, I don't want to read about the school academy shit anymore. Yeah. I don't. Dragon Academy, Magic Academy, like.
And this book was heavily reliant on the romance aspect of it, which I'm all for. But if you're following the exact same playbook and blueprint as your previous book, I don't think it's gonna work a third time.
Not a third time. No.
We need to find. You barely made it a second time, but I liked the characters. But you can't, like, there's not a whole lot. Where else you're gonna go with a male character after this? You've done the two solid, like, stereotypical ones. You would literally have to give me the same character for a third romance reliant book, and
no, I want to say I read somewhere that the third book is not even like a game. The title isn't even like, it's called Raging Heart. I think I keep hearing that the third book is called Raging Heart, so I'd have to look it up. If you guys have any idea, I think like little spoilers have been sprinkling around out there, because I mean it comes out the end of this year. So little sprinklers of spoilers have been coming out that I've been seeing, and I want to say the title's supposed to be Raging Heart, but I'll have to look and make sure. So don't really quote me too much. It's just what I found out looking around briefly today, but that's what's been popping up. Okay. So I don't know if that's true. So I'll have to get back to you guys and let you know if that's what I've been seeing still. But
well, I'm excited to at least try it. I'm upset though that we entered into this fucking world. And it's not over yet, I know, but it's all right. Whatever.
We could seriously just end here and it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I think that I really at this point just need to know what the fuck is going to happen with the devils.
Yeah, and I want to know that is what I want to know.
Yeah, because like Salem and Ophelia, that's pretty much where it goes down to. Like Salem can't be content with his dad being a dick.
No.
He's got to feel like he's got to get revenge, because his first love, to him, his first love still got fucking hurt. Like, I can't.
I'm still bitter about it.
Yeah, like, we're going to leave that with him being okay with him torturing his first love, not knowing that he is still actually with his reincarnated love. Like, that doesn't bode well with me. Like, I feel like he needs to get even.
Yeah, that is a gripe I do have about this book, is that what the fuck is going on with that storyline?
Yeah.
I get that this is like kind of a standalone sort of for Genevieve, but like you didn't do any sort of tying back. He's still calling her Angel.
Yeah.
In this book. This is book 2 now.
Yeah.
Still
And on top
Angel.
of that, he now only just found out about the locket situation at the end of the book, and he was like, what the fuck? So they did kind of have a talking about it at the very end, saying that they were going to go and explore and figure out what the fuck's going on. They were like plotting and planning at the end, but it's not very detailed.
Yeah.
So it's still left on a small of a cliffhanger.
And he had to throw in the Angel. It's okay, Angel. Yeah. Oh, I like that Rowan called her Trouble.
I love the Trouble.
That's cute.
I love the Trouble.
Now, if I find out he's got some other fucking girl that he's been calling Trouble, I'm gonna be so upset. They're gonna drop it in book 3.
I don't think so, because he was particularly lonely in that house.
Yeah,
he was like for centuries. Like he was
and he was just out looking for the cure.
Yeah, so he wasn't trying to get with girls. He wasn't trying to do any of that. Like he was set against his family and his mom, trying to like.
Yeah.
That was his mentality.
Yeah, it better be.
You ready for next book? Our next book is Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moronova. The book looks beautiful as the cover wise. If you get like their cover art, you look at her, go to her website, and you see she does her own character art, which is fucking amazing. And it's beautiful. It's beautifully done.
Yeah.
The books are gorgeous. I think she just got picked up for publishing, so her book has now changed, and I think she's got same character art on it, but she's got sprayed edged books for the deluxe edition. Oh. Everybody on TikTok was raving about this book. That's how we found it. And you just have to stay tuned to our next episode to find out what the hell we think about it.
Yeah. So read it and then come join us. We are here every Friday at 5 or 6 or 7,
somewhere around there. Friday.
Whenever it gets uploaded.
Sometimes on Saturday. You never know. Just stick around, wait for us. We'll be there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll be there late, but well, no, I'm not gonna say that because maybe sometimes missed. But what are you gonna do? Okay, we try our best. Okay.
Well, if you want to just keep up with us, like and subscribe so you can follow, and maybe that's when you'll start seeing us pop up like, oh, they finally got on there.
Wow. Yeah, look at them go. But yeah, so we will review Leave Me Behind next week, and we can't wait to see you guys there. Bye.
Bye.